Okay, I think I have just a minute after. I have exactly 2 p.m. Eastern time. I think we will go ahead and get started, just so we will respect everybody's time on the phone and stay on time. My name is Melissa Bettis. For those of you on the phone, I am the National Director of Family Teams here at the March of Dimes, and I want to take a moment and welcome all of you to this call. And most importantly, thank you for taking time out of your day to join our call. We hope that after this call, you will be more aware of really how to use online fundraising for the March of Dimes, tips and tools to help you achieve your March for Babies 2013 fundraising goal, and also to have a great time with your March for Babies campaign. Just a few housekeeping items. Our call is being recorded, so we will have that copy available after the call. And if you have any background noise going on, or if you're on your mobile phone or whatnot, if you would like to mute yourself, that would be fine. I'm not going to mute all the lines right now. I'm going to just see if we can handle the background noise for now. But if you want to mute your phone, that's fine. We will be taking a break through Ben's presentation for some questions throughout the next 30 minutes. So definitely, if you have a question, please feel free to ask. But I'm going to take this time to introduce to you our key featured speaker for today's call. His name is Ben Tucker, and Ben is our Family Teams Chair in Rochester, New York. On top of being a Family Teams Chair, he has been a Family Teams Captain since 2005. He's participated in our Vermont chapter and now currently in our New York chapter, raising well over $12,000 just since walking with our New York chapter. He started his team in honor of his son, who was born 12 weeks early, weighing just 1 pound and 6 ounces. And so with that, I've asked Ben to help us on our call to talk about some of his fundraising, and I say fun, F-U-N, fundraising best practices, tips, and tools that will help you achieve your goal. What I'm going to do is go ahead and mute the rest of the lines so that there is no background noise. Then we open it up for questions and answers. I will unmute the line. So give me just a second to do that, Ben, and then we'll start.
All right, sounds good.
The conference is now in presentation mode.
Okay, Ben, can you still hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me fine?
Yep, we're
okay,
good.
Great.
Go for it. And if you want to take a break throughout for questions, we're good.
Okay, wonderful. So, hi, everybody. This is Ben, and Melissa did a great job of giving a brief introduction. My son Ben was born 12 weeks early in 2005 at 1 pound 15 ounces, and we really wanted to figure out a way to give something back to the people that that helped us when we were in the hospital. So we contacted the March of Dimes. We were in New York, in Vermont at the time, and started fundraising. We'd never done anything like that before, and Melissa, hold on. What? This is my cell phone. Can I jump off real quick and jump back on my landline?
Yeah, that's fine. Go
ahead.
Okay,
1 second.
Sure. We're going to give Ben just a second to have a better connection with us through his landline. And some of the things that he'll be going over today, like I said, are just tips and tools on how he really maximizes our online fundraising tool, which can be found at marchforbabies.org, to enhance his March for Babies family team and to really drive some friendly competition amongst his team. I know he's one of the top teams in one of our upstate New York offices. So I think that we're all going, and myself included, are going to learn some great tips and tools from Ben. So he'll join us back in just 1 second. And again, if you just joined us, the lines are on master mute, so you can hear us, but we can't hear you for now. But I know there's a lot of background noise. I think some people may be on their cell phones or have their children in the background, so I went ahead and muted everybody, but we will be opening up the lines for questions just momentarily. So go ahead, Ben, it's all yours.
Hi, my apologies. My cell phone was I was getting a little lower than I anticipated. So I just wanted to kind of share a few tips that I've done for my online fundraising initiative here, and I ran a few quick numbers last couple of days on my own personal fundraising, just going back the last couple of years. I live in Rochester, New York, but my network is not here in Rochester. It actually is in Vermont. It's in Maine. It's in Massachusetts. It's another location. So as I look at my last couple of years of fundraising, what I realized was that 80% on average, 80 to 90% really, of all of my fundraising for the March of Dimes has come from online donations, not check, not cash, but online donations. Additionally, 80% or so has also come from outside of not only Rochester, New York, but New York State. Now that's also a function of the fact that I grew up in Maine and I lived in Vermont for 15 years. But it really made me realize the power of online fundraising to raise donations, and I've had some pretty significant years doing this. So I just wanted to share a few tips today of some of the things that I do that I think have been successful. And to start with, it's all centered around my personal page for the March for Babies page that I have. It's personalizing that page. My own page has long been a picture of my son on day one. That's the reason that we're raising money. This little 1 pound 15-ounce child that's hooked up to wires, and that's, we're raising money so that other parents don't have to hopefully go through that scenario. And then a brief blurb on Ben, on his experience in the hospital, and then kind of a brief synopsis of where he is today as a 7.5-year-old. So I haven't updated that for the last few years, other than kind of changing birth dates and those sorts of things. Secondly, is I really think about what my goal is for the March of Dimes. And I always approach it as there's a goal in my head that I want to hit, and that is my stretch goal. Whether that's $5,000 or $10,000 or $1,000, that's different for each person based upon their own circumstances and what they want to do, but it's a stretch goal. However, on my actual page, I pull my goal way down to begin, and I think currently my current page is at 1,500. And the reason that I keep it low is that if somebody is looking to donate and they look at your goal and they think that you're close to your goal but not quite there yet, they're going to be inclined, I believe, to want to donate money to help you get towards your goal, as long as it's not too far off. However, what I try to really make sure that I do is if I get close to that goal that I've posted online, I will go in and increase that goal. So if my goal is 1,000 and I see that I'm at 850 or 900, I will push that goal up to 1,500 or 2,000 or whatever that next incremental level is. Because the last thing I think you want to do is have somebody log onto your site and say, oh, I was going to give $200, but they only need 100 to hit their goal. I'll just do 100. And so I think that also is the psychology of goal setting. And then the other key area on the March for Babies website is the ability for those of you that have fundraised in the past is the accessing the history of your past donors. And that's something that I personally haven't done for the last couple of years. I was looking through that recently and said, oh, yeah, those people gave $50 or $100 or whatever a couple of years ago. I need to go back to them. They didn't give last year. Maybe circumstances have changed for them, and they're willing to donate again. So that's really a lot about the website itself. I will pause, Melissa, and see if there's any questions about that.
Sure. Let me take the phones off of master mute.
Presentation mode is now disabled.
Are there any questions so far for Ben regarding the strategy?
How do you access the prior donors on the website?
There's when you log onto your page, there's a place at the top that says fundraising forums, I believe.
Mhm.
And when you click into there, there's four, essentially, there's four additional places that pop up. One of them says archived forums. Once you click into archived forums, you can click into several years worth of history. I think mine goes back to 2008.
Oh wow.
And to that point, I would also add, Ben, just so everybody on the call knows, there is a help desk for online fundraising. So if you're ever in there and you can't remember what Ben is telling you now, or you're looking to do something else similar to that, feel free to call the 1-800 number that's on the website, marchforbabies.org, because that is just for tech support for the marchforbabies.org website. Other questions? Okay, we'll go back to mute mode, and I'll let you continue.
Okay, great.
The conference is now in presentation mode.
So the second piece of this today I wanted to talk about is the element of social media. My own fundraising expanded greatly with the introduction of Facebook, and I think even the first year I was on Facebook, I didn't really utilize it for fundraising. It was the second year that I started doing it and realized the power of that tool. I'm not my own personal Facebook page. I don't have, I'm not a 500 or 600 friends type of person. I'm more in that kind of 150 or so. But what it actually generated was donations from people that I haven't had any kind of contact with in 15, 20 years. It's those people from high school. It's the people from grade school that you've developed a relationship with through the social media site over the last couple of years, and a lot of them have other stories, and that's really what a lot of this is about. Is you start sharing your story on that site of whatever the reason is you're raising money, and everybody out there unfortunately has something in their history about an early birth or the loss of a child, and it's it's inevitable, but the things that I do from a Facebook perspective initially is not going right out and asking for the money right away. But even now would be a great time, and I started this about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I've started changing my profile pictures to photos of my son from those early days. I've started linking videos that were taken from those early days. I've started doing other things that aren't specifically asking for the donation, but almost like a marketing perspective of saying, this is who I am, this is who my son is, this is the March of Dimes, and this is why I'm about to do what I'm going to do, and it just kind of gets people thinking, and it's kind of a routine. Every 4 or 5 days, ideally, and I don't always do it that often, but putting something up, changing something, so that feed continually comes in. And I've had some success of posting my fundraising link as a status update. What I have found that it's most successful is sending out personal emails in batches to friends and family that say, here's what I'm doing. I'm trying to raise money. Here's my site, and anything that you can give, please do. And just sending that out there, and I did that for the first time yesterday, and I got my first donation, and that was from somebody that has never donated to me before. And again, it's somebody from Maine, so it's not even in my current personal local network. But it's that repetition, and not to be afraid to kind of bug people to a certain extent. I'm really cautious at overdoing it. I will probably send out a second wave of these emails in about a month or so. But the reality is a lot of people might want to donate to you and intend to donate to you and forget to donate to you. So it's keeping on top of that and continually just pushing it out there. Again, changing those photos, posting something. And this is something new that I'm going to start this year, but I've received the recommendation from other members of my family team is doing some sort of a public acknowledgement on Facebook. Yay, congratulations, thank you, Melissa, for your donation towards my goal. And so other friends that you have in common are going to see that, and hopefully that will also generate people to actually go online and donate to you. And then, I wrote down, although I don't use it as well, but there's obviously other social media forums. There's Twitter, there's Pinterest. There are, I've got members of our family team that have blogs and websites, and they put it there, and just getting the word out as much as possible, and again, expanding your network into other areas has been really beneficial. So I'm going to stop for just a second, Melissa, on social media and see if there's any.
Presentation mode is now disabled.
Any questions regarding what Ben just went over regarding social media?
So I have a question. So are you saying you have a personal entity?
I'm sorry, could you speak up? I'm not sure. I think somebody might be in their car moving, and we're getting a lot of background noise. So if you could just speak loud, that would be great.
I'm so sorry, that is me, and I'm in the car. I just was curious, are you saying that you keep a personal Facebook page and then you keep a separate page for Facebook for the March of Dimes?
No, you certainly could do that, I imagine, or create a group around that. I use my own personal page for the fundraising aspect of the March of Dimes.
Okay.
And it's and I do mix it up with other things that I do on Facebook, but this is a personal part of your life that you're choosing to do some fundraising for, and I think that's exactly what social media is designed to do.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for the question. Anybody else have a question? One thing, if I could just add on to what Ben mentioned about tagging people in your Facebook status update, I personally have found that works wonders. People like to see their name in lights and like seeing them thanked publicly. So if you do that, I think that you will see a really good result in other people giving donations as well. I'm going to be back in presentation mode.
The conference is now in presentation mode.
Great.
All right. And so the last thing I wanted to talk about today was, and I alluded to it just a moments ago, is expanding your network. You know the people that you know. You know the people around you. There's businesses that you can go to, and I'm obviously getting beyond online fundraising here. You've got your own network within social media, but the other piece of this is, and this is something that I kind of stumbled upon. My dad is one of my top fundraisers, even though he's never actually been a registered walker. He takes my link and sends it out to his personal network. My mom sends hers out to her own personal network. My sister sends hers, and so it's those close people. Ideally, you want as many people as you can do that, but I think it's those close family members, your really close friends, that have as much at stake in this fundraising challenge as you do. And again, they don't have to walk; they don't even have to be in the state. As I look through my own fundraising, I'm looking at people I don't even know who they are, and sometimes have given me $100, which for my personal fundraising initiative is a lot of money. So, get that link into the hands of the people that want to help you. Get them to do it, and I think grandparents are just a great way to do it. For those of you that are walking for specific for children, because they are as committed as you are to help out with this, and to that extent, I'm from a family that didn't do a lot of fundraising prior to the March of Dimes. It just wasn't in our culture to do that sort of thing, and we've really changed that. So that's been great. The second thing is not to be afraid to send it to your coworkers. Again, I'm a remote employee. I've got coworkers around the country that are all largely remote employees. They know that this is coming. They routinely will donate to the organization and to my cause. And the other element of that is to understand what your company's matching gift policy is and utilize that to its fullest extent. Two examples. I have one of the family team members. Her company policy is they will match everything that she raises personally dollar for dollar. So if she raises personally $4,000, they will match $4,000. If she raises $8,000, they will match $8,000. My company does it completely differently. They will match any donation that an employee donates to any charity up to $500 combined. So if a colleague of mine does $250 to me and $250 to another nonprofit, my company will match that full $500, and then that person is done for the year. What I learned was that they have to submit a form to HR to have that match kick in. If they don't submit that form, nothing gets done. My first couple of years, I lost a lot of pledged money because the people just didn't bother to process those forms. What I started doing was I had a stack of those forms on my desk. When I got an online donation from one of my coworkers, I filled everything out for them: their name, address, donation amount, etc. I scanned and emailed that form to them and said, all you need to do is sign this and submit it to this address. I still had a couple that didn't do it, but I went from I increased my success in getting those matching gift donations to 90% plus. Make it as easy as possible for those things to be done, and that's gonna be how you're gonna increase your fundraising totals. So that's really, Melissa, a lot of what I wanted to get across today. There's a lot of different strategies. There's everything is personal to yourself as a fundraiser. And I know I'm still got about 6 or 7 minutes, so I would say at this point, if there's any other questions, I'm happy to entertain those.
That's great. Thank you, Ben. I'll take the phones off of mute in just one moment, but I wanted to give a chance to give everybody my email address. If you have questions directly for Ben or you would like some more information, I would love for you to reach out to me personally. Again, my name is Melissa Bettis, and I'm the National Director of our family teams here at the March of Dimes. My email address is M as in Melissa, Bettis, BETTIS @marchofdimes.com, and my direct line is 914-488-7232. And if you have any additional questions for Ben, I'm sure he would be happy to help you with those after this call if you want to reach out to me, or if not, I certainly can help you as well. So I'm going to take the phones off mute again. If you have any background noise, if you want to put your own phone on mute, that would be great. Give us just a second.
Presentation mode is now disabled.
Okay, any questions? Anybody have any last questions for Ben? Or any questions in general about your March for Babies fundraising campaign for 2013?
Nope.
Good deal. Well, you guys were a great audience. Ben, thank you so much for being a fantastic speaker. I really did learn a thing or two myself, so I appreciate that, and I hope that all of you got something out of this call. And again, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. We're definitely here as staff to help support your needs as our team captains and walkers. So thank you so much, and thanks for participating in March for Babies. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.